Hello, welcome back to Blender CC LIVENODING. In this episode, I'll be sharing with you this node setup that I created using SVerchok and geometry nodes. It's the infinite worm setup, so you can have like 100 worms or 1000 worms, and it's just gonna generate this kind of worms. It's actually looking a little bit like a human spine, but it's actually made of Susan head. Okay, so this one is actually really quite simple. It's line that goes through noise, and each lines then instance with the Susan head. It's really that simple. But in the past, in the old ways, if we were to do it using SVerchok, this is actually like really cool example by Dorman, one of SVerchok developer. You have like text here, and each text you find the boundary of each text, like the outline, and then you separate into different curve, and then after you do that, you resample the curve so you can have this cone along the path of the curve. So this is exactly what I did, and we are using matrix normal, and yeah, just to get the tangent correct for each instance. Similar here, before I explain this one, I have another one. So this is one Susan worm, and the way I created this, so I have Susan here. I can scale Susan, and I can multiply the size actually like this, and I have this matrix that's copying and sampling the curve, just putting like the dots along the curve and rotating Susan on the fly. So I think matrix normal is responsible for this, and I can control how many Susan along the path. There are many ways to do this, but it's basically just Susan head kind of instance along this curve, and the curve is being generated using line and vector noise. It's actually kind of like an illusion. Yeah, I think I've done this a couple of times in the past. So in order to have like multiple different worm, we randomize the seed. Okay, so I was doing this, just keep duplicating the node tree, but it's, it's getting slower and slower, and I thought, okay, a better way is just to use line curve that's being generated using SVerchok. So we have line, vector noise, so the line goes into the vector noise, and I make this line kind of short, so we are only just getting a bit of the vector noise points, and then I can scale the actual line. We can, okay, this is the number of line you want to generate on the fly. It's actually super fast. This is with the latest Blender Cycle X. I can actually render this while it's animating, so it's really fast. I simply offset the matrix noise here using time frame, and then it is control the speed of the worms, slow motion, faster worms. And because this is just like a curve that's being merged together, I can simply instance using geometry nodes. So this curve goes in, and I'm using curve to point, so we have the tangent attribute. I think I've done this in the past also, and that's why we can do this really fast. I simply instance Susan and assign a material. So we end up with this. Let me get rid of the noising. So we can render super fast with Cycles X. It's actually really cool to be able to do this. I call this is like a, I thought this is looking like a spine, like human spine, and you can make it more detailed by shortening the length, I think. Yeah, because it's doing resampling again inside here. If I make this, if I've subdivided Suzanne, it's gonna be a lot slower. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But there you go, that's a setup. Basically, it's almost under 10 nodes. Actually, maybe under 15 nodes. But yeah, this is possible only because the SVerchok is doing this factorizations of the noise. So random seeds going in. And so we have multiple curve lines, and then we just resample it and instance Susan head on the line. So you get this. You can change the line into different noise. So you have different look. There are many ways to reimagine this setup, but I think it's kind of cool. I've seen something like this in the movie. I think it's like an opening of movie. It's like there are so many snakes. Yeah, this is, I think, very similar to that. Right, so it's really based on this idea. So you can get this from this SVerchok GitHub, how to instance sample. I think this is pretty cool as well. You need to test this on a text, so you can have Susan head along the path. All right, so hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.